Hey guys, this is James here from jameseager.com and of course eBassGuitar.com. This lesson is called 3 Tips to Help Learn the Notes of the Neck. Okay, learning the notes on the fingerboard is something that everybody struggles with in the beginning. Okay, and it's a lot of time my students come to me going, I just can't work out I can't remember the names of the notes on the neck, and that's totally cool. But often the mistake that they are making is that they try and look at every single fret, and let's face them, okay, there's a lot of frets on here. I've never actually counted up how many there are in total. There's a lot of notes here. When you take, I don't know, I've got 20 frets times 4 strings. If you've got a 5 or a 6 string, you'll end up with even more bass, that is. And they just get overwhelmed, okay? But the simple truth of the matter is this is a pattern-orientated instrument, and every note relates to each other, okay? And believe it or not, I don't know every note on the neck probably, okay? But what I know very well is how to relate all the notes to each other, okay? And so to bring an analogy that hopefully you can understand, okay, is that you will know some key points, okay? So I see the neck like a map, okay? You're never gonna know every single town or village in a place, okay? But what you'll do is you'll know a few key places and then zone in. So let's take like 3 amazing cities. Let's take New York, okay, musical cities here, Los Angeles and New Orleans, okay? If you want a city in the middle, you'll probably start off relating to those and then close in, okay? If someone asks me where I live, okay, I live in a small town called Tring, but to anybody who doesn't know my area so well, okay, I'll go, it's a town, it's in between Berkhamsted and Aylesbury, and then that will give them the positioning to kind of work out where they are. And the same thing goes on with the neck. So I'm going to take you through 3 tips that I used to learn the neck really thoroughly, and I still use these concepts to this very day when I'm on a gig, okay? So the first point kind of has 3 sub-points to it, kind of. You should now know the names of the open strings, E, A, D, G. So this is kind of point 1A, I guess. All right. First of all, our octaves are always the double dot, and the octave is where the notes restart, simply, okay? So you only have to learn this chunk of the neck. Then, if you've got a 24 fret instrument, or you just have to, it's just replicated up there, okay? I've got 20 or something like that, so I don't even have the whole thing replicated. So that's the most important thing. So this is one of your sort of triangulation points if you're into orienteering or map reading or anything like that. This is the kind of the key point that you work on, okay? This is kind of your open strings, and this is the center of where it all happens, okay? It's these double dots here, okay? Then the kind of next point to this is we have these dots on the fingerboard on the back, okay? And these dots are critical. I once played an instrument which didn't have any dots on, and boy, it was hard work. Okay, so what we are doing here is we have notes we can look at here. So if we go on the E string, the first note we have is E, F, F sharp, G. So we've gone to E to G. So G sharp, A, G sharp, A. Then the next one there at the next dot up is an A. So we've gone from G to A, okay? And then we go up another tone to a B. So you can see we've got G, A, B. So E, G, A, B, okay? And then we've got one more dot here, okay, which is C, C sharp, like that, okay? So we've got G, A, B, C sharp, okay? And then we're back to the double dots. So hopefully you can remember that pattern, G, A, B, C sharp, okay? Okay, A, B, C sharp, okay? Then from there, you can work out the notes which are in between that, because they're generally either flats or sharps or something along those kind of lines, okay? So these are your sort of smaller I don't know, cities or towns, if you see what I mean, okay? And then you can hone in on the notes in between that you want, okay? So when I'm looking at this neck here, I'm just literally looking at G, A, B, C sharp, and then up to the E there, okay? Now, sort of 1C of these exercises, we are going to take that, okay, idea, and we are going to put it on the A string here, okay? So we're going to have A sharp, B, C. So we got C, okay? And then we have C, C sharp, D. Okay, so we've got A, then we've got up C, D, got C, D, D sharp, E. So we've got C, D, E, C, D, E. Then we've got F, and then F sharp. Okay, so we have that kind of stray sharp like we did there. C, D, E. Okay, purely alphabetical. F sharp, and then up to the A string there. Okay? C, D, E, F sharp, A. Okay? And then in between all of those, you can work these out yourself. I'll be here all day if I was to take you through each one individually. Okay? But you can work out the notes in between. Okay? So they are your main kind of town points, whatever you want to call it, for the notes on the A string. Now, going on to the second tip of this, okay, of this 3 tips to help you, I should call it maybe navigate the neck, okay, learn the neck, okay, because in some respects it is more like navigating than learning, but you'll see the idea, okay, is I'm going to teach you or show you may already know this, how important the octave shape is on the neck, okay, so we have this, so we have G, and then we go down, okay, 2 strings, and then 2 frets along, okay, G, and then to G, okay, G to G, okay, so this is our octave shape. I look at this as an L shape, and it's one of the most important shapes that us as bass players need to be 100% confident with, okay? And once you get happy with this L shape and your hand position is solid, okay, and you're thinking like this, and the hand kind of, after a little while, just naturally falls in that L shape, I find anyway, is that you can relate the notes on the D string and the G string, okay, using this L shape, okay, to the E and the A. So here, so if I want a G on the D string, how I think is I go, well, there's a G there, okay, I know exactly where that is on the E, and then this L shape will get me there, okay, so, alright, same goes if I want an A, I know it's there, okay, B, I know it's there on the A shape, so G, A, B, okay, C sharp, D, okay, and I literally know that my thought pattern after, I don't know, 20 years of playing the bass is so quick, but I know if I was to strip the thought pattern apart, it is exactly that, okay? And so you could argue that I never even really ever learned the notes on the D string. That's probably not quite true, but you can see it's all about relating to each other, okay? Do the same, we can do the same on the A string here, okay? So we got C, D, okay, E, and G. Okay, so hopefully you can see how you can learn the D string, okay, the D and the G string, by having learnt a few tricks or tips or hacks, whatever you want to call them, on the E and the A string, okay? So that is that. I want to show you one more method that I use to learn the fingerboard, okay? And in some respects, this is a lot more fun, okay? I actually use real songs sometimes to do this. And I remember one song that I used extensively to learn this, okay? And it is a song, the pattern from the song gives us pretty much the dots bar 1, okay, to the neck, basically. So the song we're going to use is the old Spencer Davis group song called Give Me Some Loving. I've got the Blues Brothers version here. When we hit the chorus, it's the perfect way to show you 4 of the notes on the neck. Okay, so let me just demonstrate this concept to you. Okay, we're just about to go into the chord. G, A, C. Okay, the only difference there is it went to a C, but the first few notes are the same. So G, A, B, C. Okay, glad we made it. So glad we made it. So hopefully you can see by learning that particular song, you should learn exactly where those notes are. You can say them at the same time. That's another helpful thing. E, G, A, C. I actually used to, I've only just realised when I listened to this song again earlier today that I actually haven't added an extra chord accidentally. I used to put a D on the end of it, but it's actually not quite right, but it works. But C, D, E. C, D, E. Okay. It works because it demonstrates, it works kind of harmonically, okay, but it works in the context of this lesson because it gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 notes that you can kind of work off on the D string, okay, and which will help you learn that, okay. And those other 2 notes at the top aren't the dots either, but they're kind of C's and D's, so they're not sharps or flats, so they're good notes to learn too. Okay, so I'm going to recap what I've shown you in this lesson. Okay, we've talked about the E string and the E string, sorry, going from the 12th fret, okay, the open strings to the 12th fret to give us our octave. Okay, we've talked about learning the names of the dots, okay, on the E string. Okay, we talked about learning them on the A string. We've talked about the L-shaped pattern. Okay, and how we can use that to learn the D and the G string from learning the E and the A, okay, how they're all related to each other. And I've spoken to you about how you can use popular songs that you want to do to help learn the neck, okay, help learn the notes of the neck, okay. So I showed you the Spencer Davis Group song using okay, so what I'd like you to do is if you can find a song which perfectly demonstrates the A string, okay? I don't know, whatever that might be. Can you comment below, okay? Or if maybe there's a song that you've used to learn the fingerboard which you think is really valuable to share, please also comment below. If you've enjoyed this lesson, please do like and share it. Once again, I've been James from jameseager.com and eBassGuitar.com. I will see you next time. Any questions, give us a shout. Cheers, bye-bye.